Oh no, we can't be like that. We're the audience. We can't be. We got to be sitting up.
She gonna get y'all.
Wait a minute, did you get it? Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Good evening. Prejudice. From Hitler and the Nazis to the Southern American slave owners, prejudice of one's race against another has resulted in atrocities. According to the handout as given, in January 2010, the FBI released its latest hate crime statistics. 7,780 people were victims of hate crimes. 51.3% were victims of racial bias crimes based on skin color. I'm here today to persuade you that despite Dr. Martin Luther King's efforts toward the dream for equality for all, today the world still suffers from racial prejudice. According to the Journal of Social Psychology, prejudice from a psychologist's standpoint is a hostile or negative attitude toward a distinguishable group of people. The single underlying cause of racial prejudice is ignorance. There is a desperate need for change. Everyone should be treated as though as of equals. At a very basic level, prejudice and discrimination limit a person's life to liberty, life, and the pursuit of happiness. Doors of opportunities are closed for the person who is refused education, jobs, and so forth because of their race. Furthermore, being treated unfairly can seriously affect a person's emotional state. How does a person feel when he or she is looked upon with hate solely based on the color of their skin? Being judged by how you look rather than the person you are can effectively damage a person's self-esteem. The psychological effects can be devastating and have ramifications that can last for generations. In the South, following the Civil War, when the slaves were freed, people would not hire black males and they weren't allowed in schools in the South. That spiraled into poverty and poor quality of life that leads to a dangerous lack of confidence and self-worth that was too often passed on to their children and their children's children. Some see the state of poverty, single-parent homes, and crime in the black community today as a result of the prejudice cycle. As disturbing as prejudice and discrimination that affects opportunities and self-worth may be, one of the most chilling reasons to end racial bias is the fact that it can result in death. From hate crimes to disturbing evidence regarding racial bias and the death penalty, people have lost their lives because of the color of their skin. Racism is a dilemma, and it's a historical and postmodern problem. But until we all admit that for whatever reason, historically, psychologically, biblically, and economically, etc., we're racist, then we're not going to get the problem resolved of racism. The most well-known method used to reduce racial prejudice is to bring members from various different groups together and put them in a situation where they must rely on each other to achieve a common goal. There is an extensive amount of both formal and informal contact among the members, and there is equal status and social norms of equality among the members. Various techniques include jigsaw classroom, a teaching technique that places students of different genders and ethnicities in groups, incorporates those ideas to combat prejudice from an early age. Above all, we should strive for communication. Our elected officials, community leaders, concerned individuals, should promote understanding and cooperation using modern media. When will it end? As Dr. Martin Luther King stated in a letter from a Birmingham jail written on April 16, 1963, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. Thank you.